All right, welcome everyone to the Hot Cross Community A speaker meeting. Let's start with a moment of silence followed by the serenity prayer. Okay, together.
God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference.
Okay. Are there any newcomers? First time AA meeting here at the Hot Cross? Okay. Can I tell us your name?
My name is Tracy.
Tracy.
That's right, Tracy.
Any more newcomers? Is anyone opposed to vaping? All right. Remember what you hear here. What you see here, let it stay here. Please keep your family to a minimum for our spiritual principles. The donation basket will be passed around in honor of our seventh tradition. It's keep lights on, coffee, sugar, creamer, etc. Also, before we begin, I want to remind everyone that this meeting is being streamed live. It's a speaker meeting tonight, so you don't have to worry about coming up here unless you're doing the readings and the chips. We'll have you all come up here. Just reminding you. Okay, this is a preamble. Alcoholics Anonymous is a fellowship of men and women who share their experience, strength, and hope with each other, that they may solve their common problems and help others to recover from alcoholism. The only requirement for membership is a desire to stop drinking. There are no dues or fees for AA membership. We are self-supporting through our own contributions. AA is not allied with any sect, denomination, politics, organization, or institution, and does not wish to engage in any controversy. Neither endorses nor opposes any causes. Our primary purpose is to stay sober and help other alcoholics achieve sobriety. Can I ask someone to read how it works?
Okay, how it works. Rarely have we seen a person fail who has thoroughly followed our path. Those who do not recover are people who cannot or will not completely give themselves to the simple program. Usually men and women who are continually incapable of being honest with themselves. They are such unfortunates. They are not at fault. They seem to have been born that way. They are naturally incapable of grasping and developing a manner of living which demands rigorous honesty. Their chances are less than average. There are those, too, who suffer from grave emotional and mental disorders, but many of them do recover if they have the capacity to be honest. Our stories disclose in a general way what we used to be like, what happened, and what we are like now. If you have decided you want what we have and are willing to go to any length to get it, then you are ready to take certain steps. As some of these we bought, we thought we could find an easier, softer way, but we could not. With all the earnestness at our command, we beg of you to be fearless and thorough from the very start. Some of us have tried to hold on to our old ideas, and the result was now until we let go absolutely. Remember that we deal with alcohol, cunning, baffling, and powerful. Without help, it is too much for us. But there is one who has all the power. That one is God. May you find him now. Half measures availed us nothing. We stood at the turning point. We asked his protection and care with complete abandon. Here are the steps we took, which are suggested as a program of recovery. 1. We admitted we are powerless over alcohol, that our lives have become unmanageable. 2. Came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. 3. Made a decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understood him. 4. Made a searching and fearless moral inventory of ourselves. 5. Admitted to God, to ourselves, and to another human being the exact nature of our wrongs. 6. We're entirely ready to have God remove all these defects of character. Number 7, humbly ask Him to remove our shortcomings. Number 8, made a list of all persons we had harmed and became willing to make amends to them all. Number 9, made direct amends to such people wherever possible, except when to do so would injure them or others. 10, continue to take personal inventory, and when we were wrong, we promptly admitted it. 11, sought through prayer and meditation to improve our conscious contact with God as we understood Him, praying only for knowledge of His will for us and the power to carry that out. 12, having had a spiritual awakening as a result of these steps, we tried to carry this message to alcoholics and to practice these principles in all of our affairs. Many of us exclaim, "What an order! I can't go through with it." Do not be discouraged. No one among us has been able to maintain anything like perfect adherence to these principles. We are not saints. The point is that we are willing to grow along spiritual lines. The principles we have set down are guidelines to progress. We claim spiritual progress rather than spiritual perfection. Our description of the alcoholic, the chapter of the agnostic, and our personal adventures before and after make clear 3 pertinent ideas. A, that we were alcoholic and could not manage our own lives. B, that probably no human power could have relieved our alcoholism. C, that God could and more than he ever saw.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, just a quick reminder, if y'all have cell phones, please silence them. And please don't side talk if someone's up here speaking. Be so respectful. If I can have someone read the 12 traditions.
My name is Jake. I'm at
Jake.
12 traditions of Alcoholics Anonymous. Our common welfare should come first. Personal recovery depends upon AA unity. 2, for our group purpose, there is but one ultimate authority, a loving God as He may express Himself in our group conscience. Our leaders are but trusted servants. They do not govern. 3, the only requirement for AA membership is a desire to stop drinking. 4, each group should be autonomous except in matters affecting other groups or AA as a whole. 5, each group has but one primary purpose, to carry its message to the alcoholic who still suffers. 6, an AA group ought never endorse, finance, or lend the AA name to any related facility or outside enterprise. These problems are money, property, and prestige divert us from our primary purpose. 7, every AA group ought to be fully self-supporting, declining outside contributions. 8, Alcohol Anonymous should remain forever non-professional, but our service centers may employ special workers. 9, AA as such ought never be organized, but we may create service boards or committees directly responsible to those they serve. 10, Alcohol Anonymous has no opinion on outside issues, hence the AA name ought never be drawn to public controversy. 11, our public relations policy is based on attraction rather than promotion. We need to always maintain personal autonomy at the level of press, radio, and films. 12, autonomy is the spiritual foundation of all our traditions, ever reminding us to place principles before personality.
Thank you, Jake.
And I ask someone to go ahead and start passing out the chips.
What are you doing?
My name's Angela. I'm an alcoholic. An AA chip is more than a token. It's a symbol of courage, change, and laughter and recovery. Each coin celebrates one more step away from alcohol and towards freedom. Our first chip is the 24-hour chip.
Yeah, right there.
What are you gonna do with it? My name is Shannon. I'm an alcoholic. By the grace of God, in this program, I have a dry date of June 9th of 23. But on this day 2 years ago, my sister picked up a desire chip, walked out that door, and was dead 14 days later. So today, I have a desire to keep fighting for her. Anyone else? Anybody else? Okay, 30-day chip.
So we do have a 1 month chip. If you were missing one, I come and get it.
Yeah, all right.
got that vote, right?
What's your name? What are you gonna do with it?
My name's Cole. I'm an alcoholic.
Hi,
Cole.
I've been waiting on this 30-day trip for about 3 weeks now. It's a blessing again. I'm gonna keep striving for better days now.
Yes, sir.
Come on, Scott, what you gonna do with it?
I am going to do one day at a time.
Yes, sir. Anyone else?
We just haven't had it for a long time.
What's your name?
That's one of my 30-day trip. Take one day at a time.
Anyone else in 30 days? Going once, going twice? 60 days. Anyone for 60 days? No? Okay, and I put that wrong one. All right, 90 days. 90 days.
90
Now we
days.
had a taker. Yeah, we're kind of in order. Okay, great. 4 months. Anyone with 4 months? No? 5? 6?
They got the chip.
There we got you.
They got the chip.
We got the chip.
They got the purple too.
That's what I said. It's your favorite. It really is?
Yes, Miss Royalty.
Dang, I be knowing.
Keep on pushing, man.
That's right.
Anyone else for 6 months? No? 7 months? 8? 9? 10 months? 11? 1 year more.
If you have a year or more, put your name on the board for birthday.
This is the 9 month. I mean, I keep it.
Oh, man. It is nice. Well, you're gonna have to go with blue then, buddy.
It's a royal blue.
Royal blue.
Royal blue.
Get it?
No
Yes,
price.
that's fine.
If you have a year or more, put your name on the board.
Oh, see. Oh, okay, you got to.
Did you take the? Too fat.
Performance. Tell us your name, what you're gonna do. All right, here, the 10th round for chip. Would you like to come?
Good afternoon, my name is Ellen, and I am an alcoholic.
Hi, Ellen. So, I'm gonna make it real quick, real simple, because I know you have to get uncomfortable to get comfortable. So, I'm gonna take y'all back to October 21st, 2023. Back when I met this man, okay? Let me tell you, 5 months prior to that, I shaved my head. Completely shaved. Shaved it, yes. I was wearing a bandana, I looked like a boy, I did. But never thought I was gonna marry. I never thought I was gonna meet my husband that night. We had Fearless Fest. Here, and let me see. I waited. I was here 2 hours early before anybody even started showing up or anything. And the thing is that I knew a girl that knew a person that stayed here, so she asked me if I wanted to come out here and come to the Fearless Fest, and I was like, nah, I ain't going out there. We're not allowed out there, so because I was staying another sober living. But anyways, I came out here instead, and so we all ate. This is like 4 hours later, and I'm still here, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm never gonna go home. But we ate. I got my plate. You know, I was like one of the first in lines, and I went to a trailer right beside mine, and I sat at the picnic bench, and I just sat there all by myself in the dark, not knowing who was going to come out of that door. And long behold, he had a Freddy Krueger mask on. Okay, not that I was in love or I fell in love with Freddy Krueger, but it was Jeffrey. And he came and sat beside me because I looked at him. I said, what would I say? I said, oh, I must came to the right trailer. Yeah, y'all have no idea what I look like. All right. But anyway, so we sit there and we got the chatting, you know, and I asked him, I was like, so, you know, do you have a phone number? He goes, yep. And I was like, can I get it? He goes, yep. And ever since then, every day. Okay. It was it. And 3 months later, long behold, 3 months later, we were like, you know what? Let's just get married. We're together every day. So we got Chris Hopper married us, you know, in front of the courthouse, which was the biggest blessing ever, you know. And the thing was, is that I only had two. Ryan was there. That's why I'm so close to Ryan. Ryan was there with us. And that's whenever I met Chris and Brandy Hopper, pretty much. I was already coming to the ladies' meetings, you know, barely. But then after I got married, you know, I was living with him at the apartments for like, I don't know, 3 weeks. And then we moved in here because they asked me if I wanted to be more service to the ladies before the ladies came. And I said, sure, you know, why not? This was months before the ladies came. So, and long and behold, here I am, and here we are. And I have seen this man grow tremendously. Like my hair, yes, it has grown tremendously. And you know, we do plenty of service work. Joe Ministry, he does. He's gonna be a pastor now. Next year. He used to pick me up in a little Honda Accent, little brown bee. So I mean, and we graduated from that little brown car, you know, to the one we got now, you know, because we worked so hard for it, and now we own our trailer. We also have 2 dogs. We call our own, you know, but our relationship and our marriage is still growing strong. January 18th will be 2 years, and I'm like, can I get a chip? Can I get a chip? Because that's how it feels, you know, because we're right behind in our sobriety, and I'm so very grateful that I waited a whole year in order to even think about getting in a relationship with anybody, you know. That's why I'm glad my friend shaved my head, because I wasn't trying to do nothing, you know. I was trying to concentrate on myself and my probation and my courts, and I'm just like everybody else. I was in trouble, you know, but I'm almost done with that. By the grace of God, I continuously work. I have a good job now. Me and him, he has a good job still. 3 years later, I mean, he's about to retire in 7 years. I can't wait. But anyways, everybody give your hands up for Jeffrey Miles.
Oh, get a trailer. We got it.
All right, my name is Jeffrey, whatever you want to call me. I am alcoholic. You know, I know, and nobody out heard my story, so y'all know. But anyway, I'm from Houston, Texas, born and raised in Houston, Texas. And I'm the oldest of 3. I got 2 sisters. I had 6 siblings. 3 of them passed away. My mama had me at 14. I was a premature baby. I weighed 2 pounds, 2.5 pounds when I was born. I stayed in the hospital for months, you know what I mean? And I lived. My brother before me died, and my twins died behind me. I got 2 sisters now. But I had a good childhood, man. My daddy was in the military. I traveled all around the world, Germany, Hawaii, Alabama, Virginia. I've been everywhere. I was a military baby. And my daddy was alcoholic, drug addict. You know, my mom, she never did drugs in her life. I graduated. Let me slow it down. Okay. Like I said, I had a good childhood, and I was the 3rd oldest grandchild from my grandmother, and I was the golden boy. Everybody, you know, my other cousins, they did drugs, so I never did drugs. I was one of the good boys. So I went to, I lived in a little town called Crosby on the east side of Houston, Crosby, Texas. I graduated, I went to Crosby High School. I graduated May 24th, 1985. I had a choice to go to the military. Well, okay, let me go back. I was good in sports. I was football, track, basketball. I did it all. I was every morning hear my name on the intercom. Jeffrey Miles this, Jeffrey Miles that. And I had scholarships to go to college. Several colleges wanted me to come here. I was gonna go into the military like my daddy did, you know. And I had a tragic in my life that.
You got it. You can do it.
In January 1985, my mom wrote me a letter. I was 17, 18, I can't remember. My mom wrote me a letter and wrote my grandmother and her mother and said, don't open the till after my death. We found out that my mom had cancer. She was 33 years old. She made it to my graduation. You know, all her hair started falling out. She started getting weak, got to pack around. Like I said, I was one of the good kids. You know, I babysit my sisters and stuff like that. But like I said, she made it to my graduation, and then September the 4th, they called me and they say, Jeffrey, your mom want to see you. So I go back home. We had a 3-bedroom brick house and stuff like that. Mom had a good job. My dad and mom were separated at the time. So I went to the house and my mom was in the bed laying down. And she told me, she said, Jeffrey, I want you to do one thing for me. She said, take care of your sisters and don't be arguing drunken names. You know, at that time I was getting kind of rebellious, you know what I mean? You couldn't tell me nothing. So I told her yes, and she died right there in my arms. A couple months later, I didn't know how to deal with the grief and the pain I was feeling. You know, I was angry at God because why you took my mother from me at 33 years old. You know? So a couple months later, November sometime, my cousin, like I said, my cousin, they was all into drugs. They was 1 year older than me. We all grew up together. And that's when it was freebasing. I don't know if y'all know about it. It was freebasing cocaine. You know, even Rich Pie burned his house and stuff like that. Y'all remember them days. So my cousin came to my house and he said, "Yo, man, you want to try this?" And I tried it. And it didn't do nothing to me the first time. That's okay. What is this? I've spoken weed at the time, you know what I mean? And I said, man, this ain't nothing, you know what I mean? And then he came back again. And that second time, I heard all kind of stuff. Sirens, bells. I said, man, what is this? You know, so I started selling weed to support my coke habit. Messing with Colombians, they bring kilos to my house. My mom left that. I had a 3-bedroom brick house. She left to me. So I had the Colombians, Jamaicans, all of them coming down there bringing kilos of cocaine in my house, cooking dope. I'm doing it all, you know, just to get my dope. So my house ended up getting raided. The house came in and I ran out the back door. There's all at the back door. You know, I was like, God, I'm coming, growing guns. So I ended up going to jail because the house in my name. You know, I had my aunties, my cousin, all of them, but I ended up going to jail. I think at that time I got 2 years probation. That's like in 80 something, late 80s. So late 80s, they gave me 2 years probation and restitution, whatever it was. And I instead of getting high, you know what I mean? I wasn't gonna pay hundreds of dollars no probation. So I said, man, I'm not doing this. I said, I told the probation officer, man, you might as well go and send me to TDC. So that's what they did. They sent me to TDC on a 2-year sentence. You know, back then in them days, the sentences you do 1 month. 1 month equals a year. You know, you get 2 years, you don't do about 2 months or something. That's how it was back when Ann Richardson was governor. You know what I mean? So I did 2 months, 18 days, got out. PIA out the county. I didn't even go to prison the first time. I PIA out the county. But I didn't learn. So I got back out, went back to the house, doing the same thing. In 1991, I get busted again. They confiscated my house. I moved my sisters. My sister was babies then, because I got one sister that's 52 and one sister that's 48 right now. And I moved in with their grandmothers because I didn't want them around, my mess. So they went to stay with their grandmother. In 1991, I ended up signing for 6 years. I think I did like 17, 18 months on that 6 year sentence, And, I got out in 93. But I still didn't learn. All I knew getting high, That's what I wanted to do, So I stayed out 11 months in 93 and went right back to prison for a robbery charge, robbery with bodily injury. And the judge offered me 50 years, a habitual criminal. I said, man, I can't do no 50 years. So I called my grandmother. I said, Grandma, I'm gonna take a trial. I'm not gonna take no 50 years. She said, baby, do what you think is best. So then the lawyer came to me and said, we're gonna make you a deal. I said, what kind of deal? He said, we're gonna offer you 20 years right now. We're gonna drop one of your felonies, offer you 20 years right now. You can take that. This is 1994. I say, man, 20 years. So I ended up taking the 20 years. I ended up doing 18 years on the 20. But that's by choice. That's by me wanting to do what I want to do in prison. I wanted to be the man. I want to do everybody look up to me. I'm selling drugs, inappropriate relationship with the officers. I'm doing everything that you ain't supposed to do in prison. And I ended up doing 18 years. I got out in 2012, I think. I didn't do drugs none of that time I was in prison. I never did drugs in prison. And it's right there. Everything is right there in prison. I never did it. As soon as I get out, I always go back to it. So after doing 18 years in prison, I went right back out. Even though my family supported me, my family stood with me all that time. My family never turned their backs on me. My sisters, my daddy, all of them, aunties, everybody was sending me money. But after I got out in 2012, I went back to prison twice after that. In 2016, I went back, and I've been on every prison you can think of. West Texas, East Texas. I've been in every prison you can think of. And let me backtrack. Let me give y'all another story. In 1981, my first cousin, he's out today. There was a murder in our little community. So we lost 5,000 people in our community. And this 15-year-old girl, I was 14, my cousin was 15. They went and robbed this house. I'm at home babysitting my sisters, and they killed this girl. My cousin, he was the youngest and two older dudes, 18 years old. They went in there and beat the girl with a shotgun, killed her. So my cousin left the house and went back because he left my auntie, his mama, hammer at the house, and the girl was still breathing. And he hit her in the temple twice with the hammer. So the laws came to our house, picked me, my cousin, and my other cousin. All three of us were suspects in murder. And we all go to jail. I'm 14 years old. My mom was somewhere. I don't know where she was there. But anyway, they ended up letting me and my other cousin go. But my cousin, Lucci, he's out today. He stayed in there. He testified that he did it by himself, even though he didn't do it by himself. He took the whole rap. They gave him a life sentence. My cousin did 39 years in prison. He got out in 2018, and he's out today and doing good, But that was an experience because I met him in prison. I didn't know who he was. I was working at the back gate of prison, and a bus pulled up, and somebody called me by my street name. nobody knew me by my street name, prison. They just knew me by, Baytown or Crosby. And I'm like, who is this dude here, man? How you know me? He got glasses on. He said, man, you don't know me? I said, no. It's been like 20 years since I seen my cousin. He been here for 20 years. He said, I'm your cousin, man. So I tell the boss man, I said, man, let me go speak to my cousin. Because this family just owned it. After that, they just left me. So I went there, showed him pictures of his sisters and stuff like that. You know what I mean? We got along real good. Now, me and my cousin like yesterday. We the best of buddies. She met him. But anyway, fast track, go back up and see where I was at. Where I was at. Hold on, okay. Where was that? Oh, yeah. Hey, I'm getting old, y'all. Yeah, okay. After I did them 18 years in prison, I went back to prison. Got out in 2012. In 2016, I went back to prison. I did 4 years. I got out. No, I did. 2018, I went back to prison and did 4 years. I got out in 2022. And that's when my life started to change. I started, I was laying in my bunk, you know what I mean? I always had a Bible, but I didn't read my Bible. I always had a Bible. And I started seeing brothers going to prayer circle and Bible study, and I'm like, I'm getting curious. I'm like, I said, Brother Jeff, come on, join. I said, okay, what can it hurt? It ain't hurt nothing, you know what I mean? So I started going to Bible study, started going to prayer circle and stuff like that. And I started seeing a change in me. My heart started changing, my mind started changing. I knew that was a better life besides what I was doing. And I got out, went to ISL, and that's when I made the decision at ISL this last time. And I told him, I said, man, she said, you want to go back to Houston? I couldn't parole in Houston. I got family. My sisters ain't gonna turn me down. They're gonna tell me, come on home. You know what I mean? Even though they know I'm the black sheep of the family. I said, no, I don't want to go to Houston no more. I said, I want to try something different. He said, well, we got a Longview, Texas, East Texas. I said, no. I know about East Texas. No. She said, what about West Texas? I said, man, I ain't know. Only time I've been to West Texas when I was in Smith Joint in Lavisa, Texas. Yeah. Sandstorms and all that. I said, oh God, I don't know about West Texas. But I said, I'm in Fort Stockton, I'm in all the prisons over there. So I decided to take a leap of faith, man. And when I was getting out of ISL, about a week before my release date, they come lock me up. They put me in SEG. They back there spraying people with pepper spray, and I'm like, man, what I'm doing back here? You know what I mean? What's going on? So I'm sitting trying to get some information. Nobody won't give me nothing. But I knew what happened. You know what I mean? I knew when I got busted, I took a dope case for this girl, and I took the dope case. Let her go. I said, let her go. I'm gonna take it. But I thought I had beat the dope case. I thought, okay, I'm getting close to 7 days. They about to release me. So, and they come lock me up, and they said, no, here come Harris County, come pick me up. I said, oh God. Brought me back to jail. I stayed in jail 7 days, and they gave me a PR bond. I ain't never got a PR bond in my life. They gave me a PR bond. I called Chris Hopper. Because I was supposed to come in March, but I didn't get it April 7th. I'll come March 30th, my day here. I got it April 7th. I said, Chris, man, I'm on my way. He said, we still got your bid waiting on you. I got in San Angelo, man, because I didn't know what to expect, man. I didn't know if I wanted to stay clean or not at that time. You know what I mean? I didn't know what I wanted at that time. So when I got here, I'm like, man, what is this? You know what I mean? I said, okay, I'm gonna give it a try. I said, I'm gonna give it. I started coming to these meetings and started listening to people, with a bunch of time, you know what I mean, sharing their story. And I'm like, man, okay, I want what they got. You know what I mean? This is what I want. So, after being like 6-7 months here, I made a leader. I came here with ankle monitor on, like most of y'all people. I had an ankle monitor on too. I kept it on for 60 days, and the pro officer took it off. Ms. Aguilar took it off for me. 60 days. I was working. I've been on this job right here almost 3 years. Same job since I've been in San Angelo. I love this. I got a good job. You know, I'm the maintenance man now, and I do all the time. I don't do nothing. I got my own office. I'm just saying, I got a good job. I wouldn't give it up for nothing. I'm like my wife said, I'm about 7 more years. I'm laying it down. I'm retired. It's getting kind of hard. But you know, after 7 months of being here, you know, working with sponsees and you know, that's what I like doing. You know what I mean? I like helping the next person out. You know what I mean? That keep me sober. When I got in the sponsee and we running through the steps, and I'm doing my steps all over again because when they doing it. You know, I got sponsee right here. He's a leader right now. Warren, that's one of my sponsees. Bradley, one of my sponsees. You know, but I had several. You know, after 6 months here, I moved to the 6, 7 months and trailer. I was over there with Ted Theodore. Then they know I moved from there to I, because Mr. Leonard was here and he passed away. And they told me they wanted to run I trailers. No problem. You know, I was kind of leader, man. My door stayed open. You know, I had an open door policy, man. You need to talk to me about anything. You need to talk. Come into my room. That's the kind of leader I was. You know, I'm not gonna never not talk to you. You know, that's the type of leader I was. I lead by example. You know what I mean? I slept my door open, man. Just come on. You know, that's the type of person I was. You know, and I get along with everybody, man. I talk to all of them. So that's the type of person I am. I'm a people's person, you know. But after 7, 8 months I was here, I went to the apartments, and I really enjoyed the apartments. I like the apartments. You know, I stayed out there 4 months. That's where I met my wife. Yeah, I met my wife. And, this thing happens. I ain't never been married in my life, y'all. This is my first time ever getting married. I thought I was gonna be single all my life. But I don't know what she did, but she did something. Anyway, I love it to death, man. You know, we got a good relationship, man. You know, every relationship gonna have ups and downs, you know what I mean? But we got a good relationship, man. We get up, she read our devotional together. She read her Bible verses, and we pray every night before we go to bed, you know what I mean? And you know, things just keep getting better in my life, man. You know, I know as long as I keep doing the right thing while nobody's looking, it's gonna be all right. Like today, I go to jail ministry. Ex-convict going in the jailhouse, speaking to the inmates. I never thought in a million years I'd do that. You know, it was like 5 of us went and filled out the application, and I'm the only one got approved. These dudes ain't on probation or nothing. I'm the only one got approved. You know, I'm like, oh, okay. Well, me and Randall, that was my co-partner now. But I love going and speaking to them inmates, man. I give them a little hope, man. I let them know, man, I done been here where y'all at. You know what I mean? Playing them earn jumpsuits and all that. I've been there. I said it's a better life outside these walls. You know, put God first in your life. You know, and I'm going to Bible college. That's y'all know. I got on the 15th, I think I do my first sermon. And then I'll start preaching out here. After I do my sermon or whatever, then I'll start preaching out here. You know what I mean? That's something I never thought of. You know, I always wanted to. I want to be, when I was growing up, I wanted to be an LCDC counselor. I want to get my LCDC license because I like to help people. That's what I want to do. I got a cousin into that, you know what I mean? And that's what I always like to help people, man. You know, I can remember in my addiction when I'm getting high and I see certain people praying, they're getting high, you know, stuff like that. I'm thinking, I said, don't do that. You're going to hurt that baby. You know, and I ain't giving you no drugs. You know what I mean? Don't ask me for nothing. I'm not gonna give it to you. You know, that's the type of person I was. I try to help other people stop smoking, but I'm still smoking. That's crazy. But that's the type of person I was. You know what I mean? And I was a fool too at the same time. You know, you probably want to get high with me because I'm crazy. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm gonna pull that pistol out, rob you. If you got too much dope, I'm gonna rob you. That's what I did. Yeah. Kicking the door down. I'm coming in now. I'm getting that dope. That's the type of person I was. I'm a monster. Like Dr. Joke and Mr. Hyde, that was me. Yeah.
World monster.
Huh?
World monster.
A world monster. You know, and I didn't get high with too many men, so I'm just sure that all women I get high with. A few homeboys I get high with, but I had to put them out the car too. Get out. When they go to tripping, it's time to get out. People out the window. Let's go. Time to go. But I don't want to reminisce about that, man. But today, life is good, man. You know, but I know one thing. I can't take that first drink. If I drink one beer, I must get spin out of control. That's all it takes for me, one beer. I'm gonna spin out of control. Y'all won't see me at all. And that's the God honest truth. That's the type of person I am. I'm going back to Houston. Take my wife with me, or she's gonna leave, stay here. One or two. That's the type of person I am. I don't do just a little bit, I go all the way out. I'm going back to prison. I'm going all the way out. That's the type of person I am. I don't do halfway, I do all the way. You know, that's why today, man, the drugs today is like a disease to me. You know what I mean? I'm gonna die. If I do drugs, I'm gonna die. That's the way I look at it today. If I do any drugs, I'm gonna die. I love myself today. You know, I didn't love myself when I was back there drugging. I didn't love myself. I love myself today. See, first of all, man, you gotta learn how to start loving yourself again in this program. Once you start loving yourself again, man, you're gonna see a difference. You know, some people you get in, you don't love yourself. All the stuff you did, all the baggage you know what I mean, you don't love yourself anymore. You know what I mean? That's why you work them steps, man. The amends, you know, make them the amends and stuff. And you know, once you get past that fourth step, man, that's the good. Fourth and fifth. Get past there, man. All the rest of it's easy, man. You know, you just gotta let all that old garbage out, man. Put some new garbage in. Put some new stuff in your life, man. You know, like I say, I got about a trailer. I ain't never owned a house or a trailer in my life. Now I got never owned a trailer. That's my life. I can sell it. I can do what I want to. Got a car, it's paid for. It's mine. It's ours. I don't say it's mine. It's me and my wife's. Excuse me. Yeah, but man, I encourage each and every one of y'all, man. You know, this program works, man. Next month, on the 29th, I have 3 years. It wasn't me. It was God. Trust God. You know, I can't take the glory for it. God, man. You know, I take it one day at a time. You know. Was it easy? No. Life is not easy. You know, your mind, man, your thoughts, man, you're going to start thinking about all kind of stuff. You know what I mean? But you just got to get on your knees and pray. Pray, man. God, take this thought from me. Take this from me. You know what I mean? And he will. I promise you he will, man. If y'all stay here long enough, I promise you, you'll have everything coming back to you 10 times more. 10 times more. Just, man, I'm just encourage each and every one of y'all, man, just stick here, man. This is a good place, man. I've been out almost 3 years. Man. This is a good place. You know what I mean? And you know what keep me strong today? When I see people leave out here and I look at them, I say, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. You know what I mean? See people leaving. I'm seeing them on the street. I'm riding down and see them. I don't want that. You know, I pray for them, but I don't want that. That keep me strong. I see them keep doing what they doing. Because I don't want that, man. I like my life today. I love my life today. You know, I love getting up at 5 o'clock or 4 o'clock. My wife get up 4 o'clock in the morning. I gotta get up. You know, I just love getting up early, going to work. You know what I mean? And I just this life. I'm just living life now. You know, I got my family back in my life. My sisters will call me daily. My daddy. You know, I got 2 girls. I got 2 beautiful girls. One 36, 37. Tamara 37, I think. Brianna's 30, 31, somewhere. I can't remember. I got 11 grandkids between 2 girls. I got 11 grandkids, man. I got my well, I would have had 12. One of my oldest daughters, my oldest, she had 9 kids, but she lost one. Her name was Heaven. To a crib death, or something they call a crib death, or something like that. But
Kids.
yeah, something like that. But my baby girl, she had 6. She lost 3, so she got 3 now. You know, and they're some baby kids. They bad. You know, I love my daughters, but my daughters, the men they got in their life, you know what I mean? I try to keep telling them, y'all need to get y'all some good men in y'all life. You know what I mean? Dudes out there talking about they do drugs and want to sell drugs. And that ain't the right type of man. You know what I mean? You live out of food stamps. You calling your daddy, talking about lending you some money. No. You know, I do it for a minute, but they call me every week talking about lending some, borrowing some money. I say, no, I got a family too. I start blocking. My daughter just called me out there. She coming from another phone. I ain't know who it was. I said, who is this? She said, oh, you blocked me, Daddy. I said, yeah. But yeah, man. You know, I love my daughters, but man, you know, they just got to get their life together too. You know, they don't do drugs. That's why they might smoke. I think they do smoke weed, because they were smoking weed with me before I left this. But they don't do no hard drugs. They smoke weed, something like that. They don't want to work. They want to live on food stamps and stuff like that. She got 9, 8 kids. She get a lot of food stamps. Yeah, see your daddy's on food stamps. I want my money. I sent some money then. Send me some food. Well, my baby girl, she about to get married. She couldn't get married. I think the little dude she got, KJ, I guess he's gonna be all right. But she said she could get married. So I just pray for her. That's all I can do. Man, I didn't vote all the time almost, man. But I appreciate each and every one of y'all for showing up, man, for me today, man. I love each and every one of y'all. And I hope my story helped someone out, you know what I mean? Thank you, sir.
What's your favorite scripture?
Oh man, I got a bunch of favorites, man. But you know, everybody like John 3:16.
What is it?
I can't recite it.
For God to love the world.
Yeah.
Ego.
Yeah, everybody love that scripture, you know. But I got a lot of scriptures I like, man. Y'all gonna hear. You gonna hear.
I'm trying to know when you talk about.
Okay.
You know, Acts. I like reading Acts. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know that. I'm sorry.
Anyway, me closing. Like I said, I love each and every one of y'all, man. And if any one of y'all needs to just come talk to me about any problems I got, man, feel free. You know, I ain't gonna never turn you down, man. Just come talk to me, man. You know, if you start getting the thoughts in your head, you want to leave, man, just come knocking my door. If you can't get somebody knocking my door, tell round door somebody come get me. Round door call me. I will talk to each and every one of y'all, man. You know what I mean? I help you along with your journey.
All right.
I want to say thank you, Jeff, for the story. I encourage each and every one of y'all to stick with it. And I'm saying, like, maybe one day y'all can come up here and actually tell your story too. I also want to ask, does anyone not have a sponsor? If you don't have a sponsor, raise your hand. Okay, if y'all need a sponsor, Just raise your hand, just so I can see. Okay, if you're willing to sponsor, please talk to the ones that raise their hand, so I know how to, so they can talk to y'all and get started on it.
Let's put it to this way. How many of y'all can sponsor? How many of y'all have gone through your 12 steps? Show of hands, please. Okay? Y'all that are needing sponsors or sponsors, look around at the people. Keep your hands up, people. Come on.
Sorry.
Look around and look at these people. Women sponsor women, men sponsor men. If you see somebody and like what they share in the meetings, please talk to them.
Thank you, Brenda. Can I ask someone to read the promise?
Wait, go for it.
Okay, ready?
All right, like the promises.
Who are you?
Frederick, Covering Alcoholic Addict. So, August 9th, 2025.
Yay.
Promises. If we are painstaking about this phase of our development, we will be amazed before we are halfway through. We're going to know new freedom and new happiness. We will not regret the past nor wish to shut the door on it. It will comprehend the word serenity and we will know peace. No matter how far
Please turn your phones off.
No matter how far down the scale we have gone, we will see how our experience can benefit others. That feeling of uselessness and self-pity will disappear. We will lose interest in selfish things and gain interest in our fellows. Self-seeking will slip away. Our whole attitude and outlook upon life will change. Fear of people and of economic insecurity will leave us. We will know how to handle situations which used to baffle us. We will suddenly realize that God is doing for us what we cannot do for ourselves. Are these extravagant promises?
They not.
They are being fulfilled among us, sometimes quickly, sometimes slowly. They will always materialize if we work for them.
Thank you, Frederick. Thank you, Frederick. Hey, your change of your mind.
Okay, that concludes the meeting. For tonight, it's much less an hour, almost less than an hour. We have about 5 minutes to spare. To give us time to put up the chairs and go for a run.
All right.
You have your papers, they need to be signed or up here.
You know what? I had a friend of mine back in he made some. He made me one. I'm still saying. Made my fiance one of $1,000.
I got a sheet. That's not good.
I got. Give me those chairs.
Yeah, I'm off on, tomorrow, I'm off. I'm gonna get back in there.
We're gonna circle it up and flip it out. Circle it up.